Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-June 2023 reading for the zodiac sign of Virgo. I can't believe it's mid-June already. Depending on when you're watching this, Virgo, you may even be watching on my birthday. But, as always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post any new content. But as always, column number 1 will be what's wrapping up and coming to a close. So last few weeks or month. Column number 2 will take a look at the remainder of June. We'll also do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we'll do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We'll also do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you. But again, column number 1, what's wrapping up and coming to a close. So we have a summary affirmation card, Virgo, of I feel confident. I love this. This means you were able to tackle these last few weeks with a sense of confidence. You knew how great you were and really, again, embrace that confidence. So it's not always easy to be confident. So love that for you, Scorpio. Let's see what other cards we have coming through here. So first up we have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is a very generous card. It's a card of giving or receiving. I think you just kind of gut feel you seem to be on the receiving end here, Virgo. The next card that we have is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a card of victory, award, recognition, good news, success. I feel like that is what you're receiving from. Again, there was some sort of victory, award, recognition, good news, success. So I love that. But again, we're on the receiving end of this great work. And at the bottom here, we have the Four of Cups. Looking in on this fourth cup, this is again that surprise gift. So on the receiving end of your successes, it appears, which is so cool to see, Virgo. Let's take a look at what other messages we have here. First up, we have the Moon card. The Moon card is a card of trusting your intuition, kind of knowing where to go, what moves to make. Again, you were very confident, so I'm not surprised to see this. Again, you knew exactly what you needed to do, exactly what you needed to get things done. So really neat to see that. Sometimes with the Moon card too, there can be unexpected things, like kind of curveballs, things that pop up that you weren't ready for. But again, it's like no matter what was thrown your way, you were able to handle it confidently, and you knew what you needed to do. The next card we have is the Hangman. The Hangman is a card of wisdom, so definitely kind of the knowledge gained along this. But there was a lot of past knowledge as well. Again, that really confidence shining through is key here. That was able to guide you to this win, guide you to this success. So heavy on the wisdom here, which is also nice to see. Makes sense why we were so confident, because there was a lot of knowledge here on your part as well. This can be a card of self-sacrifices too, so I wouldn't say this was easy. Again, things popped up that we weren't expecting. We had to make some sacrifices, so I wouldn't call this an easy win by any means, but definitely a win for you, Virgo. And at the bottom here, we have the Empress. The Empress is a card of creation, a card of abundance. So you really created this reality for yourself. You created this win for yourself, which is so amazing to see. But really entering into a period of more abundance. This gift very well could be monetary connected to just given the Empress here. But nice last few weeks. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is just general what's coming for the remainder of June. We have the card I am beautiful. This is such a good reminder as well to Virgo. You are beautiful inside and out, and you should have a really beautiful remainder of June, which is amazing as well. But let's take a look here and see what we're working with. First, we have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is a card of anxiety, grief, worry. Something could be bothering you to the point that it's like keeping you up at night. So it does seem like there's something we're worried about here, Virgo. The next card we have is the Four of Wands. Excuse me, sorry. We have the Four of Wands. This is a card of celebration. So whatever this is that we are worried about, I think the outcome is going to be really positive because I see us here with family and friends. We're getting across the finish line and we're celebrating. But that doesn't mean that you're not worried about it here. And at the bottom of this column here, we have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is a card of expansion. It's a card of growth. Again, I feel like you're hitting the mark here, Virgo, but you are definitely stressed about it in the process. But this is the growth. This is the expansion that you want down here. There's also some travel as well, so some of you could be doing some travel going into the end of June. Let's go ahead and clarify, though. So first up we have the Devil card. The Devil card is a card generally of overdoing something. In this case, I think we're over-worrying here. We're overthinking. The Devil card can be greed, envy, materialism, obsession. But in this case, I think it's just kind of the overthinking. We are very stressed about getting through this situation, getting across the finish line. But when we can, just try and keep these thoughts at bay. Hopefully this can give you some validation, some reassurance. I think we are going to do, you are going to get it accomplished. There is going to be a positive outcome here for you, Virgo. So hopefully that can give some of that overthinking a break. One thing I like to do when I get into the cycle of overthinking, you can always like tell yourself, okay, I'm done thinking about this. I can't give it any more thought or attention. So do your best to mitigate kind of that overthinking and that worry. The next card that we have is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of like competition, having to defend yourself, having to work for it. Again, nonetheless, I see you getting across the finish line. I'm sure though that this competition and this kind of defense is definitely driving some of the worry. But again, we see you celebrating with friends and family, getting across that finish line. And at the bottom here, we have the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a card of like skill, quality, craftsmanship. So make sure you're putting your best foot forward here, your best efforts forward. But I have no doubt, again, Virgo, that whatever this is, you'll be able to get there. So again, try not to worry too much. I wouldn't even worry too much about competition because again, I see you being successful here. Money coming to you, expansion coming to you. So I like that. This can be a card of teamwork and collaboration too, so there could be some support on these efforts as well, Virgo. Okay, moving on to our next column, which is just anything related to money. We're going to start out with a quick money message. It says, write down your why for the money you are manifesting. Each deposit should have a purpose. What is the purpose of your latest transaction? So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to money, job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, really whatever you associate with money here, Virgo. First, we have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is a card of self-imposed restrictions. If you look at this card, the person is blindfolded, their arms are bound down, but there's swords stuck around all around them. So Virgo, in this situation, you can very kind of easily wiggle back and cut yourselves free. So make sure that you don't have any limited thinking. Make sure you're not holding yourself back from financial or career success here. Of course, we'll clarify that a little bit further. The next card that we have is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a card of speed, action, quick change. So things are moving, things are shaking around. I think you are going to have a new opportunity. So again, just don't doubt yourself in this new opportunity. See if you can bring through that confidence that you had just a few weeks ago. And the Eight of Wands can also be a card of like finding out information. So again, I feel like you're going to find out information and then it's going to have kind of a series of changes. So maybe there's some reorg, new boss, new coworker, some sort of shuffling around happening here. And at the bottom here, we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card of waiting. It's also a card of making a decision. Anytime we have two of something on a card, it's a decision. Also, though, if you look at this card, this person like has the world in their hands, and that is you, Virgo. You have the world in your hands. So you're definitely going to come out on top with these changes, but you're going to have to make a decision. You may be like given a choice to go to two different teams or like apply for a new job or something like that. So make sure you choose what you really want. Don't let you get in your head. Don't let you talk yourself out of something. But it is going to happen quickly. You're going to find out the information, and then there's like going to be a decision that needs to be made there. Let's go ahead and take a look at our clarifiers. First up, we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of kind of low feelings. Again, there's a lot of doubt coming through for whatever reason in this situation, Virgo, and it doesn't need to. You're really like questioning the worthiness, questioning your ability. You may not love the news of the change either. Again, I think you're going to come out on top here, but I'm also like hearing you're not going to like feel the best about the information that you find out. The next card that we have is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is very studious, very hardworking. This is about putting in the effort. So you've done great work to this point. So again, don't limit yourself. But again, it's natural to kind of feel some of those low feelings. Change is not always easy. Most of the time it's pretty hard. The Page of Cups can also be like a new love card too. But in this case, I feel like we're just talking about the new here. So if there's like an option between doing what you're doing and doing something new, I would go for the new, even though you're kind of doubting yourself on it here. And at the bottom, we have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is desire for long-term security. This is something we want that we don't currently have, Virgo. So again, we need to make the decision that moves us closer to this desire. Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be? And that's what should help you with your decision making there. Okay, now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to love. Similar to money, we're going to start out with a quick love message here. It says healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship beginning to heal in this very moment. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to love, family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, whatever you associate with love. The cat wanted to come say hello, of course. He likes to crash every video we have. Okay, so first up we have the Five of Cups. We were just talking about the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups can kind of be a card of low feelings. This can also be a grieving card. So I do think potentially for some of you, there's a relationship we're grieving. Maybe a friendship ended. Maybe somebody did pass away. Maybe an animal passed away. But I feel like there is grieving happening here, Virgo. So I'm sorry to hear that. But again, there's some sort of loss that we are grieving there. The next card that we have is the Ace of Cups. Anytime we have an Ace card, it's a card of newness. In terms of Ace of Cups, this is new baby, relationship, proposal, marriage. So perhaps some of you will be getting a new animal. You'll be finding out you're having a baby. If you're single and want to enter into a relationship, this is a great card for you. If you're hoping to take the next steps in your relationship, this is a great card for you as well. And at the bottom here, we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands has a couple different meanings, but it's like persistence is going to be key with whatever this new relationship is. So let's say it's a new puppy, being really consistent on getting them trained. For those of you maybe that are pregnant, like focus on your routine and taking good care of yourself. Or if you're entering into a new relationship, it's like staying persistent, continuing to work with each other, continuing to figure things out. So persistence is an interesting message coming through here, but very important in terms of this love column this month. So let's take a look now at our clarifiers. First up, we have the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of waiting. It's a card of things taking a little bit longer. I feel like this is some grieving that we need to do here, Virgo. And there's no right amount of time to grieve for. So you may have also been waiting to grieve. Sometimes it kind of comes in waves. It's not always immediate. So you could be grieving something that happened some amount of time ago. The next card we have is the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is like a celebratory card. So we're definitely celebrating whatever this new love is. Again, puppy, engagement, but some celebration, some excitement around whatever this new love is, which is great to see. And at the bottom here, we have the Tower card. The Tower card is a card of unwanted changes. It's things not going as planned. I always tell people you plan for A, B, C, and D, E, F ends up happening. So again, persistence is key here. The path may not always be completely clear or exactly what you expected it to be, but just stay persistent and continue to push forward there. Okay, now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the summary affirmation card of I will forgive. Forgiveness is important. If it's one of those things you can regularly include in your schedule, I would absolutely encourage you to do so. For some of you, this could be like forgiving yourself, but definitely some forgiveness that needs to happen here. Let's see what messages we have though. So first up we have the Hangman. The Hangman is a card of being kind of stagnant. I feel like we have been avoiding this forgiveness. Again, we just like weren't ready. Maybe some sort of information still needed to happen or some sort of event still needed to happen. But the Hangman's pretty literal. It's like hanging there by your foot. So you were waiting for this forgiveness for some reason. The next card we have is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very confident, very self-assured. It's interesting because I feel like this is like encouraging you to take charge here. This is encouraging you to make the move. I don't think anybody's going to make the move for you. I don't think this is going to be initiated by anybody but you. So this is like you taking charge, you making the move there. And at the bottom we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is a card of like Prince or Princess Charming, knight in shining armor, very romantic, very proposal-like. This is like a card of opportunities and the ideal opportunity you want. So we need to do this forgiveness so we can get to this perfect ideal, this thing that we want here. Let's take a look at our clarifiers really quick. So first up we have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of self-sufficiency. Again, I feel like you have to drive this. You've been waiting for an event. Maybe you've been waiting for somebody else to initiate it. But this is you taking action. This is also a card of gain. So I think there's a lot to be gained, Virgo, by this forgiveness. The next card we have is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a card... there's a lot of burden that's hanging around. There's a lot of baggage associated with this person or this event, which is kind of the motive to let go here. This has a heavier weight, I think, than you realize. And at the bottom here, we have the Six of Pentacles. This is a card of giving or receiving. You know, this is giving the forgiveness. This is receiving the forgiveness. So... again, and then that's going to open us up to receive this thing that we want, this opportunity that we want there, Virgo. All right, at this point, I'm going to give the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But question number 1 is the 9 of Diamonds. This is number 39 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the 4 of Diamonds. This is number 27 card. That's going to be a no. And question number 3 is the 9 of Spades. This is number 41 card. That's going to be a yes. So yes, no, yes there for you, Virgo. If you watched your video earlier this month, we also pulled a card from our Healing Stones deck. This is a crystal to keep with you through the month of June. You have Aquamarine, which is good for ease. Really helps with clairvoyance. Gives you drive, keeps you buoyant, and gives you depth when needed. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Your healing note says, you have the power to heal your life, and you need to know that. Often we think we are helpless, but we are not. We always have the power of our minds. Claim and consciously use your power. Thank you so much, Virgo, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Virgo, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your June.